Okay, this video is going to be on repurposing all these floats, at least most of them. I will get back to you when I go to do the first one. I have a whole lot of types of floats to play with, so you know, it'll be fun. Okay, my first float, it's going to be this 2-tabbed drag ball. They also call these hippo floats. Kind of get a good look at it and you'll understand why. Anyway, I have a line here to follow and a set of tags or tabs to follow with the holes in them. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a Sawzall and I'm going to cut it open. So I'm going to start here, cut it open there, and I'm going to cut it open here. And you're going to see how it goes. Now it's just freehand, I don't do any measuring. So you have a bucket of water to where it's weighted down to hold the ball in place, to steady it. The wind's starting to pick up too, so hopefully you'll get everything I'm saying. I'm going about a 1/2 inch away from the tabs, right here. Move the camera a little bit, and I'll start sawing. This is a Sawzall, so I gotta go a bit to get it started. Now that I've cut into it, I'm going to stop the film and then I'm going to put it on time lapse so it goes quicker. Okay, now that I've got the cutout done, I have to take and clean up the uneven edges with a grinder, both directions. It's a little thinner here, a little thicker here. It's uneven along here. So I'll take a grinder next and do that. So can anybody guess what this is? Just by looking at it. Well, it's a planter. Does it resemble anything? Definitely doesn't resemble a hippo. So now that I've done this, I've got cleanup to do, get rid of the moss. You know, clean all the debris off of it that was wet and nasty on the beach. And well, I've got a few more things to do to it, so I'll be showing you that next. Okay, this is going to be a planter, so it needs a hole. Once the hole's drilled, that much closer to filling it full of soil. You see what it is yet? I'm pretty sure you do. Okay, the next step is taking something like Scotch-Brite, steel wool, and giving it a good abrasive scrub down. You can use water if you need to, but this stuff dried up like powder, or it's scuffing off like powder, so I'll get back to you on the next step. The next step you're going to want to do is take a knife and just scuff the inside of the eye or scrape some of the plastic. And what that does is gives these tabs a spot for bonding, and you'll see what I'm talking about here in a second. So you just go through them and give it a good scuffing. So take a little bit of plastic off and there you go. Now what I'm going to do is give this frog some eyes. It's going to become a frog planter. Alright, I'm going to give it some eyes, so I'll be right back. Okay, so I used some clear silicone to fill in the holes, and then I put the marbles. You just orient the eyeballs however you can. So these are kind of slippery. Anyway, then I put my finger on the back side and I give it a push, and that squishes the silicone through. You got to articulate the eyeballs right though. The extra silicone you can move around and smear it in place. But hopefully that'll do. This one here, smear it around in place. Get a bunch of silicone on my finger. Anyway, you kind of get the gist. I'll be right back. Anyway, I was given a pile of marbles, and I was able to match certain marbles up to give it eyes, and I've gotten rid of most all of them. The back side here is just filled with silicone to hold the marble in, and then it kind of wraps around and holds the marble on this side. Sorry about the neighbor's dogs, but anyway, this is a frog-faced planter. Anyway, I'm gonna show you pictures of what it looks like after artwork has been done, hopefully. Okay, I don't want to take too much more time showing you what I'm going to make, so I'm going to do something with this one, and then I'll explain it when I'm done totally with them. Anyway, I'm going to cut it out here, cut it out here, cut out every X you see. Anyway, then I'll show you what I'm going to do. After cutting the holes out, I have to clean them up. Alright, and then I did this one. And I'll clean it up, and then I'll get back to you with the finished product, and then I'll tell you what it's for. Anyway, I made this into a double eye splice hanging basket. Double eye splice hanging basket, because it had a two single loop holes up there. Anyway, soil and water can go in the top. You can put your plants on the little holes all the way around, same as the bottom one. Now I call these floats globe floats, just because they have the latitude longitudinal lines. Anyway, it's another thing you can do with these for repurposing. I thought I'd add this with the video because yesterday I just did the two, which you'll see the end of that for my wrap up. But anyway, there you go. Anyway, this ball here is a 16-inch diameter. Okay, what I did, which the ball was actually like this, I cut it in half. The other half had 4 tabs, 2 here, 2 here, and I turned that into a different craft project last year for my sister. Anyway, I drilled 2 holes here, and you can put soil in here to also have a ground planter. That's what you can do with these big balls. Cut them in half and use them for planters. So this all has to do with gardening. Okay, this next project I have has a single tab on top, a single tab on the bottom. So what I want to show you how to make is a hanging basket. I'll do the same thing. I will cut like I did that frog-faced planter, like this. I'll cut along here. I'll do it on this side and I'll do it on that side. This ball has water in it, and I finally figured out why. It actually has a crack in it right here. So it's probably a good thing to cut it right here. Get rid of most of the crack, cut it on this side, it'll be good to go, and I'll show you in speed mode. Now that I have it cut open, you can see what the ball's original color was. Kind of a pretty orange. Well, it's a hanging basket. It needs to have a hole in the bottom of it. And there it is. My next task is to clean it up with a grinder. As I'm running the Sawzall, it's freehand. I'm holding this with one hand and freehand in the other. So now I have to straighten up the lines. It won't look perfect, but again, it's just with my eyes, and make it look as pretty as I can. Now that I'm done cleaning up all the edges to make it as straight as possible, it's just a visual. I guess I need to take and clean this up some more. I might fit some Scotch-Brite to the grinder and then run the grinder against it, see if the Scotch-Brite doesn't blow out of the grinder. But that'd be kind of cool if I could, and that would bring back some of this color and clean it up a little better. I'm almost done with this, so I'll be right back. Well, as expected, the Scotch-Brite didn't work too well. It kind of blew out, so I'm not going to use this again. Okay, I have myself a length of rope here. My next step, and I'm not going to show you what I'm doing because it takes a while, is I'm going to do a double eye splice so that I can hang it right there, so I can have it on the back, or it's a hanging basket planter, so it needs to have rope. So I'm going to do a double eye splice. I'm not a professional at it, so we'll see what it looks like when I'm done. Okay, there's the double eye splice. It's not a professional job. I use this tool. It's called a fid, and I just stuck it through this tightly woven rope. I mean, it is tight. It's 5/8 inch. You see how bent up the fid is? Yeah, it takes a licking. It's made in China. It's cheap metal. It doesn't matter. It still works. But anyway, the last thing I need to do is take a lighter and heat up the little strands that I cut off, and that'll tighten up this rope better and make it look nicer. A little bit of spray paint on this, and then it's time to fill it full of dirt, plant your plants, and hang it up. Anyway, the two planters I made on this is repurposing these drag balls from fishing nets, or anyway, the fishing industry. Here's a frog-faced planter that I made. It has little eyeballs. The marbles, they were given to me. I don't even know where to get these marbles, but I found that they had little eye look, you know, they look like eyes. Maybe not like a frog, but close enough. Anyway, if you like my videos, please press the like button. If you feel like subscribing, if you haven't already, please subscribe. If you want to see more of my videos, press the notification bell. I plan on making plenty of videos this year. This is my 30th video, so anyway, I'm going for 100 subscribers by the end of this year. I hope to get them. Right now I'm at 28 subscribers. I'd like you to be my 29th and 30th and 50th. You know, that'd be great. So if you know someone that's interested in the things I do, let them know. Thank you.